Hi, welcome to the Urban Outdoorsman SoCal video. My name is Danny Milton, and today we're going to be taking the GoPro Max out on my mountain bike. The reason why I wanted to do this video is because typically in the past, whenever I've done a mountain biking video, and probably 95% of YouTubers out there, is you typically have your GoPro on some type of chest mount. That's usually the best angle as far as having your handlebars and being able to see the trail and what's coming out ahead of you. But with this 360 video, I wanted to test it out in some different spots, different mounting spots, so I can get different camera angles and you can see more of what's going around you. If you just have it on your chest mount, that's all you're gonna be able to see. So a couple of the spots I'm gonna mount the camera on. The first is gonna be on my chest mount. The second place is gonna be on a wrist mount that I bought. It's the actual GoPro wrist mount. And then I'm gonna also mount it to the top of my helmet in a couple of different ways to try to figure out what's the best angle and also how long of an extension pole that you're going to need so that it's not, kind of chopping the top of your helmet in half while the GoPro is trying to stitch the video together. The first place I'm going to test it out is, just like I normally would on my chesty, just using one camera, shooting out just to see what it's going to look like. We're also going to use some of the GPS features. I'm going to have the speedometer, the elevation, and a couple things like that you can do as well with this camera.
This is a fun little trail. Some single track, some little chunky rock sections. This top part's like real fast and flowy. Definitely one of my favorite trails. Not too difficult, but you can really push it. Little speed section, coming into some chunk, some more chunk. Oh, a little hot there, got offline. It's definitely loose, so you definitely want to use those berms and those turns. Little playground section.
So now I'm going to try recording in 360 mode with the pole. You can see got the Max here, got probably a 12-inch pole, that's what she said, on my chesty. There's a lot of motion here, so I don't know how well it's gonna be able to stabilize that footage, but we'll check it out.
Back and forth pretty good right now, so let's see how well GoPro can stabilize this footage. Stop pedaling. That's definitely moving the camera left to right. Probably going about, let's say 3/4 speed. That turn always gets me. Thank you, just me. Yeah, woo. Hurts a little bit.
So at the top of the links again, and this time I have the GoPro with the extension pole on top of my helmet. You can see it there. Like I said, that pole is probably about 12 inches long. That's what she said. I've been watching The Office a lot, so that's going to happen a lot. So we're going to go down the trail. This definitely feels a little bit more stable on top of my helmet than it did on the chest mount. The chest mount, it was bouncing around a lot just because of the way those chest mounts are. It kind of pulls forward with all that weight so far out. I never had a problem with my GoPro Hero 7, bouncing around, but with that long extension pole, we'll see how it goes. This definitely feels a little bit more stable, although it does feel a little weird with more weight on top of my helmet. But we'll go down links and we'll see how it looks.
Well, not a good idea. mount feels a little bit better in this spot. Not rocking back and forth quite as much as when it's standing straight up.
So after going through all these different mounting points and looking at the video, I think probably, in my opinion, the video that looks the best is when the GoPro is mounted on top of your helmet. It's probably the most comfortable spot, you know, when you have it on the chest mount, and especially when you have it on the extension pole, it's moving up and down, and it's moving the chest mount. Maybe if I had a more solid chest mount, you know, like a motocross one, but I'm not going to wear that. It wouldn't bounce so much. On the wrist, because the pad for where the wrist is attached is only about this big, it was, you know, rocking back and forth really hard. And I'll show a picture of what it looks like actually mounted onto my hand with the extension pole. But as you're riding, it's flopping back and forth like this, and it actually kind of bruised the top of my hand a little bit just from all that extra motion. Now, as far as mounting it onto your helmet goes, that was probably the most comfortable. It does rock your helmet around a little bit just because, you know, if you're using that extension pole, especially if you have it going vertically up, it's gonna, you know, move your helmet back and forth a little bit. But was definitely probably the easiest, you know, spot to have it mounted. The most comfortable of the three. You know, I didn't really have to think about it. The only thing you have to worry about is, you know, if you're going under some low trees or something like that, you might have to, you know, duck down a little bit lower than you normally would. So definitely, if you have a helmet that has a nice, you know, you want to have some good padding on your forehead, because it's going to be pushing down your helmet onto your forehead and creating a little bit more pressure. But the video that I'm getting with the GoPro straight up is probably my favorite, you know, with the extension pole and the GoPro directly above my head. That's probably my favorite because you get that really nice top-down view. You can look out in front of you. You can, you know, swing the camera around and look back and see what's behind you as well. So I'm really happy with the footage. It's some of the views and some of the angles that you can get, you know, especially with the extension pole, is really great. Thanks a lot for watching my video. I hope this helps you. If you do have any questions or if you have any problems, there have been a lot of people having problems with this camera. Please just, you know, put a comment down below. I try to get back, you know, I try to answer questions as soon as I can. What I will say is make sure that you have your app up to date, make sure that your camera is up to date, and you know, make sure your phone software is also up to date. All three of those things should clear up most of the problems that people are having with this camera. But like I said, it's working really well. There's still a couple small things that aren't working properly as far as the transitioning and editing goes. But other than that, you know, look at the test footage. It's really cool, and I'm really happy with it. So thanks a lot.